doesn't sound as good as it should, though, still. It's okay, you know? But I heard a song, I never listened to my records. You know, and we were just in the store the other day, and it was on the radio, Joker Man was on the radio, and I couldn't stand the way it sounded. I just didn't like the way it sounded. I said, please turn it down.
You never listen to your records?
Never. Well, I will if they're on, but I mean, I don't go home and listen to my records.
Why did you decide to approach recording Infidels the way you did?
Well, we didn't really approach it any differently than any other record. We put the tracks down and sang most of the stuff live. Only later, when we had so much stuff, we recorded over more things than were necessary for a record. And then when we started to narrow stuff down, you know, to put on a record, I wanted to fill it up more, and I've never wanted to do that with any other record. I just wanted it to be fuller. A lot of records you'll hear, it's all filled up. Every note is already there for you. It's like, if you ever listen to an Eagles record, you know, I mean, one thing about the Eagles, you know, the songs are good and all that, but if you listen to an Eagles record, every note is predictable. You know exactly what it's going to be before it even's there, you know? And I started to sense some of that on Infidels, and I didn't like it, because that's not my kind of record, you know? So I decided to redo some of the vocals, because I knew how I was going to sound before they came out, you know? And I decided I didn't want to do that. I'd rather do live performance, so I just redid the vocals, and we added this and added that. But we didn't add that much. That record's not an overly produced record like most of these records with the, you know, when they have synthesizer. The sound, you don't have to think. I mean, because there's all that sound that's already there. You know, the space is gone. And I personally like records and sound. I like to hear the space.
And recording sort of live in the studio, so it's sort of been traditional with you, which you did some, retakes on this album. Did it affect the spontaneity?
Man of Peace is live. Man of Peace is live. It's live on it. There's about half that record is live. It's live. License to Kill was live. Neighborhood Bully was live. Mm-hmm. That was just done like that. No overdubs, no.
Well, License to Kill and Neighborhood Bully, it's interesting that you say they were recorded live, because that's something that you did an awful lot of. And it also strikes me that those are two songs that sort of deal directly with contemporary social or political issues, which is also something that you've been away from. Why both of those things on this album?
I think all my songs deal with social political issues. That's why they call me protest singer. They all deal with that.
But you hate being called a protest singer.
Well, but it doesn't matter. I mean, that's what they call me anyway. It doesn't matter what I care. What does it matter what I feel about what it is I do? I mean, everybody else seems to have their opinion. So what does my opinion matter?
It's for this album, you dealt with it. For instance, Neighborhood Bully or Union.
Well, I try to put a little bit of everything, you know, onto a record.
Well, you haven't tried to put that on a record for, you know, wasn't around for Shot of Love, wasn't around for Save.
Shot of Love was that's a sore point with me with Shot of Love, because Shot of Love to me, I think it was a great record. In a lot of ways, much better than Infidels, but you know, Shot of Love though doesn't have a history. That's why it wasn't accepted, and it wasn't a 28 million platinum record. You know, that's why it wasn't a huge money maker. You know, because it doesn't have a history. That type of music has no history. Just the same way Street Legal. I don't know if you ever heard a record I made. I made a record one year called Street Legal. It has no history. There's no history behind it. Nothing leading up to it. You know what I mean? And the same thing with Shot of Love. There's no history to it. There's no, well, where does that come from? Or why is he doing this? You know, I mean, you can't hang it on anything.
I'm not sure why one album has more history than the other.
Well, for instance, they record most of my albums. They go from this, that. Oh yeah, well this one's. Oh yeah, because this one was here. This one's here. You know, and this one's here. Oh yeah, well this is a logical extension of that. And oh well, okay, well this don't fit in, but this one does, and this is connected to that, and so it all makes sense. Here comes a record like Shout of Love, which don't make sense on any kind of that sociological, political, romantic level. That's why, you know, people can't relate to it because they don't think that way. Everybody thinks, they know where everybody's at. Well, people don't think that way. So I decided, I don't care how people think. I'll make this record, you know. I'm gonna make this record. This is what I think. So when you make it, you say, well, okay, you made it. This is what I think. Everybody says, well, okay, let them think that. I ain't gonna buy that record because I don't think that, you know. But the sound of it was good, and the sound of it was very good.
The sound of
Shout of Love, and, you know. But you're talking to me about my records and what I do. I personally have, you know, preferences that other people don't have. I know what people want to hear. You know, I know what they think they want to hear.
We were talking before about Manny Roth, speaking of history, and how that he was the guy that gave you your first job at the Cafe Wa on McDougal Street. When you look back to those early days, if I could delve into this a little bit, when you look back in your early days as a folk singer in the village, what are the things like that stand out to you?
Oh, where? Like the Cafe Wa?
Or Gertie's Folk City?
Oh, all of it, you know.
Did you have to pass a hat there too?
No, I didn't. Not in. The only place I passed a hat was in those coffee houses. I was paid a salary in Gertie's Folk City, and in the Gaslight when I played there, I think I paid about $60 a week or something. And there's a lot of entertainers, you know, one after another, maybe 6 people, 7 people, and you just constantly go from 6 o'clock in the evening until 4 in the morning, whenever it's your turn, you know, now it's your turn, and then the comedian goes on. Bill Cosby started. Actually, I remember when Bill Cosby started. Bill Cosby used to play at the Gaslight. And I remember when he came to town, he came there. I was on the same bill with him for a long time. Bill Cosby, a lot of famous people down there. But what do I remember about those days? I don't know. As I get older and older, it begins to fade away. You know, my memory becomes a little more hazy. I'm not even sure it existed, actually.
Well, since I know that we are hitting time, I'm just going to wrap things up. If you can stand it, I mean, are you okay? Are you too tired?
Not yet.
We were talking earlier about various types of audiences coming to your shows, new fans, established fans. Is it important to you, somebody who has meant so much to the generation of the 60s, leading into the 70s, is it important to you at this point to reach a new generation?
Well, you can't look at old fans and new fans. You must treat everyone as an equal. There's no respect to persons in an audience. Somebody's been there 20, 30 years, great, but someone else who just got out of the crib, you know, they're the same. There's no difference. You know, you can't look at someone and as if there's any difference.
Well, that's true. But there's definitely a whole new crop that hasn't...
Well, there's always a new crop.
Is it important to you to reach that new crop?
Well, I don't reach anybody. They find me. You know? They find me. It's not for me to go out and reach somebody. If they can find me, they find me, and if they don't, they don't. That's the way it's always been. I don't think it's going to change now just because it's, I'm such an old man and it's 1980, what is it now?
4, Bob, 4.
Okay.
I know, you forget. So many years collect.
I do. I mean, the years just roll by.
All right, a couple of more things. There has been, unquestionably, a lot of publicity, a lot of discussion about